one in the state, and I can tell you that has been bulletin board material up at Mason County.
You know, it depends on the poll you look at. The AP has Mason 1. Dave Cantrell's rankings that come out in the Herald Leader, he has Lexington Catholic #1, but his is based on strength of schedule and teams like that. When you look at the 3 losses by Catholic, Dave, they have lost to the #1 team in the nation, the #2 team in the nation, the number 11 team in the nation in Mason County. So their 3 losses, all 3 to top 11 teams in the country.
Well, there was one thing I did not hear. Where are they in the ball poll?
On the Scholastic Ball Report, right now, tomorrow, we have Mason #1 and Catholic 2, but that's because we thought that Demetrius Green would not play tonight, but he is playing tonight. So even if you got a 50%, Coach Wells said, even if you got a 50% Demetrius Green, you got one of the best players in the state.
You know what this sounds like to me? This kind of sounds like the spin room. After all these Democratic debates that we've been seeing, you're explaining the poll before it comes out.
Yeah, I'm trying to overcompensate on it.
And what time will we see the Scholastic Ball Report tomorrow?
Saturdays at 11 a.m. Enjoy doing that with Lewis Stout. You're going to talk with him at halftime tonight.
Absolutely. We'll hear from Lewis Stout. We'll hear from Lexington Catholic President Bill Glazer. This truly is what high school athletics is all about in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. If you want to beat the best, you got to beat the best. And it's the best versus the best tonight, as you see the Knights of Lexington Catholic being introduced here tonight before a packed house.
Chris Lofton usually steps up in games like this, Dave. And, you know, the big game in the state championship, all he did was pump in 39 points last year against Lexington Catholic back on December 30th. All he did was hit a buzzer beater from 30 feet out. The young man loves this type of stage, and he makes everybody around him a much better basketball player.
Well, Gary, I guess the big question tonight is you've got the pressure of Lexington Catholic. You know it's going to be there. How do they keep Chris Lofton from having the big game once again?
Well, they better hope that the 10 days off by Mason County will slow him down a little bit, because that's the only thing they've probably slowed him down. He is the purest shooter, and I've been following high school basketball for about 30 years that I've seen. He shoots 48% on his career, so half the time he shoots a 3, Dave, it's going in.
It has been an emotional week for the folks at Mason County High School. Assistant coach Mark Starnes and his wife lost their young daughter. Everything was canceled at Mason County last week. That tragedy occurred a week ago Wednesday. They canceled a game at Scott County, and the Royals just returned to the practice court this past Tuesday. Of course, our prayers go out to the Starnes family. And Kelly Wells, I asked him how everybody was reacting this week. He said it was good to get back to basketball. Brent Hampton, along with Kenny Gant and Mike Goins, are the officials. We're underway, and Lexington Catholic in the white has the basketball.
Very good matchups, man-to-man right now. You've got some good matchups.
Inside shot blocked from the back. That was Grutza that got a hand on it, as he was able to bat away the shot from Harrison Morton.
Litzinger is going to be on ball for it. That's a good matchup right there.
Good matchups with both of these clubs. And it looks like Mason County goes to a change of defense on the out of bounds.
Drew Morton, the young man with the basketball there for Catholic, has had the flu. He's missed 4 ball games. He is a 68% three-point shooter on the season.
There's Morton with it at the top of the key. And there you get the first look at the young man who got some extended treatment before the game. Morton gets it back, and Catholic takes the early lead.
Almost right on cue. Now he's about 70%. What a rebound by William Graham flying through there, too, from the backside.
Mason County would like to keep the basketball in the hands of Chris Lofton as much as possible. There's Grutza with it out at the top of the key, the young man that committed to play football earlier this week at the University of Cincinnati. Now Lofton has it as he's D'd up along the baseline.
He and Harrison Morton are very familiar with each other, Dave, as Harrison Morton, every time they played, Mason County has that assignment of Chris Lofton.
Lofton off the dribble. There you get a look at his explosiveness, but he can't connect, and Lexington Catholic has the basketball.
Good side down here on the other end. Chris a little bit off balance on that, but down here William Graham coming with a good rebound, kicked it out to Drew Morton, found a 68% three-point shooter, and full court pressure now coming by the Royals.
2-2-1 by the Royals. Catholic, who plays a lot of pressure themselves, easily over the timeline, and they get bailed out there as Demetrius Green made a bad pass, but Mason County couldn't make the defensive play.
Yeah, Tibbs came over to try to give some backside help, but after Morton hung up in the air, Tibbs really had no choice but to foul him because his body was coming down over top of him. So Tibbs picked up the personal.
First free throw of the game. Up and no good by Harrison Morton, the 6'3" senior. Look for Catholic to jump into the pressure if this one goes in. It clangs off the back iron, and Mason County with a basketball looking to get its first points of the night.
Harrison only a 59% free throw shooter on the season.
Penetration there by Tibbs. Ball knocked out of bounds. And Grutza will trigger for the Royals. Wes Jones behind the back, spinning in the lane against Green. No good. Tip follow, no good. And once again, here come the Knights.
Trying to push a little bit, Dave, but couldn't get out on the fast break, but that's what they'll try to do.
Morton now 2 for 2 from outside the arc, and Catholic with a 6-0 run.
He has shot 24 threes. He's made 17 of them now in the season.
He is a guy that can catch it, and if he goes straight up, he can put it in.
The Royals aren't very deep. We're going to see a substitution coming in right now from Mason County. That's Casey Pfeffer, but you know they don't play with 7 guys. Is pretty much what they go with.
There you see Kelly Wells over on the bench, talking to Tibbs, always working, always instructing.
These two coaches, very close friends, Dave, as you know.
They really are. They get along great. They're friends off the court, and I think that's just one of the many reasons this is such a really good, wholesome rivalry.
A lot of respect.
Mason County again works the baseline. This time Jones gets free, and the Royals are on the board.
You know, he's a young man that has a lot of here's a steal by Lofton.
And a sweet move. Here comes the pressure by the Royals again as they've closed the gap to 2.
That's one thing that Coach Bart Fleener says about Mason County. He says offensively they give you so much pressure offensively.
You just get a look at the athletic ability that's out here on the court. It's not that guys are making bad passes. It's that you've got athletes on both sides that understand their defensive philosophies, and they're out there in the passing lane. Nothing's going to be easy tonight.
This young man with the ball right here, Jones from Mason County, is going to be a star next year.
First three-pointer by Litzinger, no good, but it's chased down by Grutza. Grutza's shot no good. Strong rebound underneath.
Litzinger just will not be denied, Dave Baker. He was battling Mark Balthrop for Catholic, but he said, no, I'm going to get the basketball. That's the blue-collar worker from Mason County. Litzinger really going to war there on the glass.
Averaging 15 points and 6 boards a game. Catholic right back. Green, no good. Rebound by Morton. Going up strong, and Lofton's going to get hit with his first foul.
Harrison Morton, that's one thing he does not do. When he gets the basketball, he does not hesitate to taking it back up to the basket strong. Harrison Morton, a lot of colleges looking at this young man.
Among the folks that are here tonight, a number of recruiters had a chance to speak just moments ago to Western Kentucky coach Darren Horn, who's down to our left. A young man who played in a great rivalry himself when Tates Creek was going toe-to-toe with Marion County.
No doubt about it. He was an outstanding player in his own right, wasn't he? Really the best free throw shooter for Catholic is Demetrius Green. He's 80% on the season.
Tibbs, after that conversation with Kelly Wells, back in for the Royals. Both of the free throws down for Catholic, and the Knights get lost on the press, and Litzinger got a good look.
Joe Tundy, who flew in there, tried to stop him, but Tundy, the big 6'5" senior, another one of those 6 seniors on this Catholic team, put his body in there and they're going to whistle him for the foul.
Outstanding job that time by Mason County. They knew the pressure was going to come. They attacked it right down the center of the court, and now Litzinger at the free throw line getting the first of 2.
Dave, that's something that goes unnoticed about both these basketball teams. Not only are they great high school teams, they're very well coached, very well schooled, and they have great fans.
Fans are incredible here tonight as they've just about packed Memorial Coliseum. Catholic back into the front court. Ball deflected and chased down by Morton. William Graham spots his first shot of the night's no good. Rebound, chased down and controlled by Mason County. Tibbs right back in there, and he can't connect.
Watch Catholic quickly try to push it up court, though.
Morton can't get the roll off the back iron. Strong rebound pulled in there by Joe Tunde.
There's Drew Morton with another 3 attempt, his first miss.
What a nice play by Litzinger. Good defense by Green. Doesn't seem to be bothered by that groin, but Litzinger alters the shot and gets it to go down.
Nice hang time there by Jared Litzinger.
Green right back the other way, doesn't get it, but Tunde is there with a follow.
Tunde's been doing a great job on the boards here in this first quarter since he's come in there. He's had a couple of nice rebounds.
You want to talk about a pace for a basketball game? We got it tonight. Lofton from the hash mark, and it won't fall, but Tibbs chases it down.
Well, percentages are correct. The next one will, because he's 50% for his career.
Lexington Catholic 3 of 10 from the field. 2 of those threes. Mason County only 4 of 11. And into the passing lane goes Morton, who gets the lay-in.
Morton has been just sensational. He's hit the 2 big threes. Now the lay-in. He has 8 points. 12-9 now, Catholic with that lead, 2:36.
You know, Gary, a reflection, too, of what these teams do and have done. They've played in a lot of big games and atmospheres like this, and that's why they're relaxed, and it's just like they're in their own gym.
Great move by Jones. He just takes it strong, and Tunde has shaken up a little bit, I believe.
On the corner.
And we'll take this time out as Tunde goes to the bench to try and shake it off. Nobody trying to shake anything off right now. Great defense and everything we thought it would be. Catholic on top of Mason County by 1.
Hilltop Ford, your full-service Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, and Ford truck dealer on US 68 in Maysville, has the sure cure for the wintertime blues. With sensational factory rebates, discounts, and low-interest financing on a fabulous selection of sparkling new Ford cars and trucks, as well as a vibrant array of gold-assured pre-owned vehicles during their 2004 kickoff event. The sure cure for the wintertime blues is at Hilltop Ford with Royal Blue, Wildcat Blue, and Ford Blue. Experience the selection, service, and value that's made Hilltop Ford a certified Blue Oval dealer. Remember, when it comes to saving you money, Hilltop Ford is the king of the hill in Maysville.
What is traditional banking? It's what we do each and every day all across the Bluegrass at Traditional Bank. Traditional banking is getting to know you, your family, your business, and most of all, being there when you need us. As a locally owned community bank, Traditional Bank offers a full range of financial services with a personal touch you won't find in the corporate maze. It's a formula we're proud to say has been working for our customers for more than 100 years. Now that you know, how about experiencing traditional banking for yourself? Traditional Bank, a tradition of excellence in banking.
Dave Baker, Gary Ball, and our entire WKYT crew. Glad to be with you here for this Friday night special, and it's been special so far. Top-ranked Lexington Catholic on top of defending state champion Mason County by 1 here early in the first quarter, Gary.
And early on, Drew Morton's been the big story. 2 of 3 from three-point land. He's 3 of 4 from the field. He has 8 points and really been the leader right now for Catholic with 8 of their 12 points as they had that 1-point lead.
Saw just a moment ago Bart Fleener working over there on the Catholic bench. William Graham now getting his first blow over there on the bench. Into the game with the basketball, Chad Buchanany. Also in, Joe Bonneau for Lexington Catholic. They will play a lot of bodies, and Mark Balthrop in as well. There's Green, who can't get the shot to fall, and the ball goes out of bounds off the legs of Balthrop. Mason County control.
Demetrius Green's shot looks like it's just a little bit off tonight with that groin injury. You know, when you're shooting that three-pointer, that jump shot, it's all about the legs, and that groin error certainly has a lot to do with that anatomy of the body, that section.
Right in front of us, Lofton triggers as Buchanany applies the pressure.
Green 0 for 4 from the field. Dave 0 for 3 from three-point.
These coaches do not miss anything, and now that Bart Fleener is resting some of his starters, it'd be interesting to see if Kelly Wells maybe tries to go inside a little bit more.
And they're going to the zone, Catholic is right now with the new players in the ball game.
Litzinger can't get the roll, but it's tapped back out, and Grutza buries the 3.
He is shooting the three-point better than Lofton is this year. Lofton at 43%, Dustin Grutza at 48% on the season.
Mason County continues with a 2-2-1 full court pressure, and the ball's batted away. They have forced some turnovers early on as now Lofton sets the offense, but he won't sit still for long.
Dave, I like the way that Catholic got back on defense that time. You mentioned that, the quickness of these ball clubs getting back on defense, knowing when to make the transition. This is where they like to set up that for Lofton. He's trying to post up. They can't get it to him.
Inside it goes to Tibbs. Now back out to Grutza. That's another long three off the front iron. And there's Lofton again. That is a tough matchup for Catholic with Buckinanny down there at 5'10", matching up with Lofton at 6'3".
Lofton just tipped it to himself, but behind his head, and Buckinanny didn't even see it.
We're now under the 1 minute mark here in the first quarter of play.
Joe Tunde coming back out of the locker room for Catholic, shaken up.
Lofton baseline. Boy, that is a tough shot, but Gary, how many times have you seen him consistently hit that tough jumper as Grutza fouls in the backcourt?
And Catholic has seen him consistently hit it a lot of times as well. You know, he did it in the state championship game last year, knocking down 7 trifectas. And, you know, Chris Lofton is just such a premier player. I tell you what, whatever college he decides to go to, he's going to be an outstanding college player.
You take a look at Andrew Tibbs, the man who has been oh so active in the backcourt.
Catholic, I think, still waiting for Demetrius Green to get going here in this ball game.
William Graham comes back in as Bart Fleener looks for some offense. There's Buckinanny working against Tibbs. And once again, a spot up three. Green got a good look that time, but it wouldn't fall. Buckinanny, the little guy, chases it down and puts it in.
Great job with the left hand, Dave Becker. Did you see that? He shielded his body, put it up with the left hand, and super play there by Buckinanny.
Grutza got a wide open look just before the buzzer. And that's going to do it. Great first quarter of basketball. You would expect nothing less for the top 2 teams in the Commonwealth. It's a 3-point game. Mason County on top of Lexington Catholic. And we're back with more from Memorial Coliseum right after this.
Mom, this town and country is really nice.
Isn't it?
Remember your first minivan? You loved that thing.
Mm-hmm. Chrysler had just introduced them.
So did I tell you we're getting one?
Oh.
What, with 2 kids and all?
2?
Really? Yes.
Expecting more? Check out Town & Country, America's best-selling luxury minivan ever. Plus, get a groundbreaking offer. Announcing Zero Plus. Now get 0% financing plus a $2,000 cash allowance, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. For the best values in America, see your Chrysler dealer today.
No one knows Lexington's night scene like 27 News First at 11 with Sam, Dick, and Jennifer Nye. When it happens after dark, 27 News First brings you the story first. Brought to you by Wendy's. It's not too late to eat great. Open every night.
Honey, we need milk. I better go get some.
We have 3 gallons.
Well, that's supposed to be enough for 2 kids?
Hungry and it's late? Come to Wendy's pickup window for something fresh and eat great, even late.
Where's the milk?
Honey, we have 3 gallons.
Folks, we want to remind you to catch all the best high school basketball action, all the scores. It's right here on WKYT's Friday Night Flights. Each Friday at 11. Friday Night Flights, it's coverage at the speed of flight. I don't think I'll need the chopper the way this game is going to get back to the program tonight as we get set to start the second quarter of play. 17-14, Mason County on top, and the Royals with a basketball.
Drew Morton leads everybody with 8 points, 5 points for Lofton and Litzinger for Mason County.
Catholic now staying with that zone look, and Tibbs can't get it to fall.
Great box out by Demetrius Green. He would not be denied that rebound as he boxed out Dustin Grutza.
William Graham has been quiet, but he distributes the basketball. Riddell can't get the jumper to fall, and Morton's got it back. Green, nice move, baseline, but can't finish. And look at Lofton rip down the rebound.
He leads them in rebounding with 6.5 rebounds. He's their leading rebounder on the season.
Here's Tibbs again, finding Litzinger on the wing, and Grutza with another 3. Got it.
And Dustin Grutza loves the top of the key.
He does.
Almost every time he gets the ball at the top of the key, he's going to at least attempt it, and he's made a couple big threes out there tonight.
Everybody's got their own comfort level, and he kind of hangs around that key, and it's been successful.
Exactly right.
Lexington Catholic, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. I've got to believe that Bart Fleener would like to see him get it in the paint a little more. Oh, well. Oh, well.
Takes care of that theory, doesn't it?
Rob Riddell knocks it down and gets the Knights back within 3.
Well, you could tell he wasn't shy because he shot a 3 from the right side.
Grutza from out beyond the hash mark. That is not the shot that Kelly Wells wanted on that trip.
That was a little bit to the left of the top of the circle, wasn't it, Dave?
Out of that comfort zone.
Good backside defense there by Mason County's Wesley Jones. He saw all the way that pass was coming in there, Dave, and jumped up and swatted it out of bounds. Good play there by Wes Jones. Like I said, he will be a superstar next year as a senior for Mason.
Morton did not have quite the hemp on that pass, but a nice lob off the inbound, and Harrison Morton gets the turnaround.
How about this? A one-point ball game with 6+ minutes to go. Did we expect anything else between the two best teams in the Commonwealth?
No, sir. There the Knights out in the passing lane. Lofton controls, and now Mason County has the numbers. Lofton spots, and no good, and there's Graham with a big rebound.
Lofton's got 1 foul. He's got to stay away from that second, and Morton knows that.
2 straight trips, 2 baskets by Harrison Morton. And Kelly Wells wants to take a 20-second timeout. For those of you that are wondering, we have the 4 media timeouts during the game tonight. Each team has 4 full timeouts and 2 20-second timeouts over the course of a game. Did I get that right?
I think you did.
I hope so.
Sounded good.
Brent Hampton will be on me if I don't. There you see Bart Fleener in his 2nd year as Lexington Catholic coach.
And I think you brought up a good point in the pregame. The system that he's implemented at Catholic, they're starting to learn that system now. You know, Danny Haney did such a great job with Catholic, and Bart Fleener came in from Glasgow, and last year went through his trials and tribulations, but now the ball club's starting to respond to Bart Fleener. This Catholic team, I'm telling you right now, Dave, as you know, 11th region, they're going to be hard to beat.
And what Bart told us the other day was, as a coach, you always wonder, especially when a program has been successful, do you put your system in all at once, or do you phase it in? He said last year he phased it in, and then after that loss in the semifinals of the 11th region, then they played 40 games this summer. They went to work, and now this is completely Bart Fleener's system.
Yeah, not only did he phase it in, the Catholic ball club responded after that loss too.
Shot up and no good. Rebound inside. Litzinger has been a glass eater.
He is the blue-collar guy. You hate to keep saying that, but he's the young man. He's the straw that stirs this drink for Mason County.
Morton trying to do a little stirring of his own.
I tell you.
This guy is now 3 of 4 from beyond the arc.
And you know, everybody says, well, that's an aberration. No, it's not, Dave Baker. He shoots 70% on the season.
But if you go back and look, he is absolutely hitting it from the same exact. They've all been from that wing.
And you know what he does great, Dave? He gets that great body movement and gets that elbow in there, and he's got great form.
Speaking of great talent and great form, Lofton right down the center of the lane, and we're knotted up again.
It's just a great high school basketball game.
Fun.
It's what it's all about in front of a great crowd here at Memorial Coliseum. I'm excited. I wish I was playing.
I knew it was big. He showed up in a tie. I knew there was a check involved or pictures or something.
Or a combination of both.
Something like that. Graham has it on the wing, and there you see Groots in the passing lane. They won't catch Lofton.
And can you tell that those two kids have played since they were grade school kids?
Yeah.
I mean, how about that? Groots, as soon as he got the ball, he looked up and he knew his teammate number 4 was right there and gave it to him. Great play by Lofton as well to finish.
William Graham with great hustle, but Lofton able to come through with a finish, and that's the difference between the good ones and the great ones.
And can you tell that he played quarterback and a great wide receiver on the football team as well, Dave? I mean, what a combination that was for the Mason County Royal football team.
Mason County in the man-to-man, and look how far out Grutza pressures Graham.
And I don't know if we mentioned it, but Demetrius Green still has not hit a field goal in this game.
And it still has not hit a field goal. 0 of 7 now for Green, who's been nursing the groin injury. And back on defense, Morton gets called for the foul.
But to Demetrius Green credit, Dave Baker, he is in there playing at his ultimate 100%. You know, he's got the injury, but he's a young man that's giving his all, and that's all Bart Fleener can ask for him right now.
We have said it before, but what a matchup this has been. 26-24, Mason County with a 2-point lead over Lexington Catholic. It's been quite a shootout, and these folks are getting their money's worth. Glad you're along for the ride. We're back with more right after this.
We're going to get the Caravan, America's best-selling minivan.
Plus the dual power sliding doors.
Plus the power hatch. Plus the 4 captain's chairs.
Plus the DVD.
Plus the 0% financing.
Or the cash allowance.
Plus the cash allowance.
Not or?
Plus.
Plus.
Plus. Plus then.
Announcing Zero Plus, a groundbreaking offer of 0% financing plus a $2,000 cash allowance on Caravan. Plus our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Hurry, Zero Plus just made the best values in America even better.
Let the experts at Gilkey Windows of Central Kentucky make you one of many satisfied customers.
The reason we chose Gilkey was because the salesman was so professional, and he really educated me and not was just trying to sell me windows.
Custom exteriors that accentuate the inherent beauty of your home, factory direct to your home. Professionally installed, professionally crafted, energy-efficient products. Whether it's new construction, remodel, or replacement windows, call Gilkey Windows.
The whole process was painless.
The Mason County Royals huddled around head coach Kelly Wells with a 2-point lead over Lexington Catholic. And really, we've seen two very good game plans here so far, Garrett Ball. But the one thing we've seen as well is great players that have been able to make individual plays. They've been able to create shots and finish them.
And looking down here at Catholic, they're 9 of 21 for 42% from the field. They are shooting on that Memorial Coliseum, the more open side of the, that's the basket that has a lot of backdrop there, the close side. And Mason County shooting over here where you've got the good backdrop there from the UK offices and so forth.
And now Catholic changes defense again coming out of the timeout. Tibbs couldn't finish, but there's a save inside by Wes Jones and another bucket for the Royals.
Litzinger with 9 points now. He's equals Lofton's 9.
Back come the Knights. We get a look at P.J. Wilson, number 30, his first trip for Lexington Catholic.
He can flat shoot it too, Dave Baker. He's a great three-point shooter.
Wilson setting the screen, and back out of top to goes to Riddell.
Yeah, Wesley Jones matched up with William Graham. He's done a great job on him here in the first half.
That's twice now that Wilson has set the screen for Morton. Instead of taking a jump shot, he spins. And there's going to be an offensive foul.
I thought that was a good call. I thought Harrison Morton was definitely the aggressor and took the ball in there strong, but I think that was a good call.
And as these coaches continue to change things up, Catholic back to the full court man-to-man pressure.
Mason County just 12 of 27 from the field.
That's a lot of shots. Nice backdoor cut. There are two kids that understand the game right there. Set play executed to perfection.
Yeah, Litzinger knew he was going to make the cut all the way, the back cut. Lofton made the great cut. Got the basketball, finished it. 30-24 now.
Biggest lead by either team tonight. Before this, 4 was the biggest margin for either club. Buckingham setting the offense. And there's Wilson off a screen, doesn't have the shot. They work it around inside, and Buckingham and Morton miscued. It leads to Lofton going to the line.
That looked like, from my vantage point here, Dave Baker, that looked like a pretty good play by Balthrop Applegate. He reached in and he grabbed all ball, but the official, I think, was hesitating, going ahead and anticipating a foul call, but I thought that was a pretty good play there by Balthrop.
Hustled back on defense, and whether you like the call or not,
yep,
he prevented him from getting the sure two. May have only been a temporary interruption, though.
Might as well, you're exactly right. It's my way. Might as well be a sure two because Lofton, a 90% free throw shooter.
This kid has really got a complete game. And he misses. A rare miss at the line.
That always happens, doesn't it? Just when you mentioned something about them shoot 90%, they shoot 50 on that trip anyway.
Lexington Catholic now in for what is for them an extended dry spell, and there's the reason. Big turnover margin.
Mason's done a great job. Only one turnover, and Catholic was 6, but a great job by Coach Kelly Wells Ball Club.
Ooh. Graham with a deep 3, and Catholic with a badly needed bucket.
Yeah, I tell you, William Graham's knocked down a big one that time. As you said, that was a big basket for Catholic.
Boy, this Litzinger kid.
He's a player. A lot of colleges looking at this young man. The thing about it, neither one of these ball clubs is very big. Mason doesn't have a player above 6'3". But they flat understand the game of basketball.
Shot up and no good by Wilson.
Look at Tunde diving on the floor. Great hustle by Tunde.
And now they're going to get Wilson for the foul.
Tunde was a young man was shaken up in the first quarter, but he's down on the floor, giving his body up for the team, hustling after it, doing a great job. And Mason County fans, they don't like that call, do they?
Barb Winters has absolutely got the ability to get him back in there. I don't know whether she uses one of Granny's poultices or not, but she'll get him healed up and get him back out on the court.
That's a key nowadays, is the trainers of these ball clubs. I mean, that's almost as important as any phase of high school sports now, as the trainers.
When you're playing this many games. We are now under the 1 minute mark.
That's what a play by Gertzer that time. He waited. He had to wait a second there for Lofton to make the cut. Made a perfect pass, and Lofton with the reverse.
He's worth waiting for. 14 in the first half, and yet another turnover committed by Lexington Catholic.
I think that's their seventh now.
Mason County with a dozen points off turnovers. They're looking to make it 14. And I think Kelly Wells, with this 9-point lead, is going to be content to go for the last shot. Oh, well. They call him Mr. Tibbs.
And you better call him Mr. Tibbs. Did he drain a big three or what?
Yes, he did. Back come the Knights, and that's a tough, tough shot.
And a good sign for Catholic for Green to hit his first shot.
It took him almost the entire first half. And Lexington Catholic, with that basket, gets back within 10. It is 38-28, a big second half surge by the Mason County Royals. The defending state champs lead. Number 1, Lexington Catholic, 38-28. We're back with halftime activity here at Memorial Coliseum right after this.
Lexington Catholic High School's history of more than 175 years is built on a foundation of excellence, meeting the needs of a diverse group of young men and women, preparing them to meet life's challenges. 98% of our graduates go to college. Last year, 86% were accepted to the college of their first choice. Lexington Catholic has experienced phenomenal growth, expanding through new facilities to create the best environment for our students.
The mission of Lexington Catholic High School is mind, spirit, and body.
Maysville Chrysler is Mason County's only 5-star full-service dealer. Check out our huge selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep vehicles, as well as our great selection of used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Get 0% financing or rebates up to $2,000 on most 2004 vehicles, or you could even receive discounts up to $8,000 on select models. And with no money down financing available and payments as low as $129 a month, you can't afford to wait. Don't miss the great deals going on now, only at Maysville Chrysler.
Game is brought to you by Eastern Kentucky University, Traditional Bank, McDonald's, P-Rats, B-Dry, LexCams, Gilkey Windows, Great Clips, Jordan Childs Advertising, and Lexington Catholic High School.
Team stepping out, providing the entertainment here at halftime, and Mason County has provided the entertainment in the second quarter as they have jumped out to a 38-28 lead over Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball, it was a situation where Mason County came with the pressure. Lexington Catholic didn't respond particularly well in terms of protecting the basketball, and the Royals can put a bunch of points on the board in a hurry.
Yeah, too many turnovers by Catholic in that first half, no doubt about it. That was the key to the ball game. And the thing you like about Mason County is when they get those turnovers, they make something happen. You know, how many times do we see Grutzel looking up court for Lofton or Litzinger or somebody like that and finding them open? What a half by the Mason County Royals. Lofton with 14 points. You know, big players step up in big games, and Litzinger with 11. So those two players have got 25 of the 38 points for Mason County. And then you look at Catholic. Drew Morton started out on fire, but they really started paying him a lot of attention after he knocked down those big threes and started paying a little bit more defensive attention and didn't give him the open looks.
Both of these clubs capable of putting together the big spurts, and that's what Bart Fleener is trying to draw up in the dressing room right now as his Knights trail the Mason County Royals 38-28. We're back with more of our halftime activities here at Memorial Coliseum in Lexington on this special presentation on WKYT.
The Do-It Center and Kibler Lumber is your one-stop shop for home improvement. Stay warm this winter with Comfort Glow vented fireplaces and wall heaters, or keep the heat in with the economical Anderson windows and storm doors. Bring your rooms to life with custom wood cabinets by Mauser, or save 50% off on Aristocraft cabinets. We even do home renovation estimates perfect for that new deck, garage, or kitchen. So don't get caught out in the cold. Hurry into the Do It Center in Kibler Lumber today.
When news breaks, experience counts. Sam Dick, Barbara Bailey, Bill Bryant, Jennifer Nye, Valeria Cummings, and the entire News First team. When news breaks, more Kentuckians depend on 27 News First, WKYT.
Wow! With Dish Network Satellite TV, you get the lowest all-digital price in America every day. Just $24.99 a month for over 50 top digital channels. A price that's guaranteed through January 2005. Order today and get a free 3-room satellite TV system with free installation. That's right, satellite TV in 3 rooms of your home free. Want more? Call and ask how you can get 3 free months of our most popular value pack with HBO and Cinemax.
Call LexCams today and get guaranteed installation within 48 hours.
I feel great when I tell everyone about the deal I got on my new car. I just don't feel so good being seen in it.
It's not a great deal unless it's a great car.
Toyota Camry gives you both, with the quality and value to be America's best-selling car again in 2003. Now get 1.9 financing for 60 months on Camry, or choose cash back. Remember, it's not a great deal unless it's a great car.
What was I thinking? I should have gotten a Toyota.
See your Toyota dealer before it all ends, February 2nd.
The rural ideals and country values Kentucky Farm Bureau was founded on, like commitment and integrity, have made us Kentucky's largest property and casualty insurer, providing superior service in large cities and suburbs, as well as back where we came from. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Hilltop Ford, your full-service Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, and Ford truck dealer on US 68 in Maysville, has the sure cure for the wintertime blues. With sensational factory rebates, discounts, and low-interest financing on a fabulous selection of sparkling new Ford cars and trucks, as well as a vibrant array of gold-assured pre-owned vehicles during their 2004 kickoff event. The sure cure for the wintertime blues is at Hilltop Ford with Royal Blue, Wildcat Blue, and Ford Blue. Experience the selection, service, and value that's made Hilltop Ford a certified Blue Oval dealer. Remember, when it comes to saving you money, Hilltop Ford is the king of the hill in Maysville.
You see it in action, you get it at All Sports, Fayette Mall.
Welcome back to Memorial Coliseum. Dave Baker joined here by Bill Glazer, the president at Lexington Catholic High School. And Bill, the last time these two teams got together, you had to turn people away. I think you got everybody in that wanted to be here tonight.
We managed to find a way to get them all in here and everybody get a good look at the place. This is a great atmosphere to play a high school game in. I think it gives both teams a chance to get a feel for what the tournament will be like.
You have been involved in athletics in this state for more years than I will reveal here. In Louisville and Lexington, all those years at the University of Kentucky. This is truly what athletics is all about.
Yes, it is. It's a good show. Good sportsmanship by both teams. Very enthusiastic fans sharing with the rest of the community too. So we're going to be a part of this.
You of course have been serving for the last several years in your capacity as president at Lexington Catholic, and you have been out talking to people. There's a lot of interest in education by a lot of parents these days.
Hey, I tell you right now, there's nothing more important than a quality education during the teenage years, because those students are making key decisions. And they're going through things that we never went through in our time. So to put your time as a parent, put your time and your money and your interest in their high school and their experience at this time is key to the rest of their life. And we try to add part of that at Lexington Catholic in their time that they were with us.
You may have seen something in the paper that Bill's retiring, but don't retire. We want you to keep being around young people.
I'm not retiring, I'm relocating, that's all.
Thanks, Bill. We appreciate it. We've got a lot more still to come from here at Memorial Coliseum. Mason County on top of Lexington Catholic, 38-28. We are back with more right after this.
What is traditional banking? It's It's what we do each and every day all across the Bluegrass at Traditional Bank. Traditional banking is getting to know you, your family, your business, and most of all, being there when you need us. As a locally owned community bank, Traditional Bank offers a full range of financial services with a personal touch you won't find in the corporate maze. It's a formula we're proud to say has been working for our customers for more than 100 years. Now that you know, how about experiencing traditional banking for yourself? Traditional Bank, a tradition of excellence in banking.
Hi, I'm Brian Littrell of the Backstreet Boys. Singing is cool. Dancing is cool. But drinking before you're 21, there's nothing cool about it. It's against the law, and it could change your life forever. You've got your whole life ahead of you, so stay cool and stay away from drinking until you're 21.
This is game time, my team is all hype. Offense is fast, defense is tight. The other team was nice but has no height. I throw my skates on and we could go all night. Score the game point, I'm the #1 ace. Drop my game face, meet up at our favorite place. I get that quarter pounder with cheeseburger for real. The double fills a baller up after showing my skills. The beef, the cheese, the pickles, the bun. After that, I think it's time for another run. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
For over 45 years, Barry McFarland has been the undisputed market leader in the Ohio Valley. Trust McFarland GM Center in Maysville for your best deal on a new or used Chevy, Buick, Pontiac, or Cadillac. Trust the name McFarland for the lowest price, highest trade allowance, and a payment to fit your budget. Don't buy a new or used vehicle anywhere until you shop McFarland GM Center in Maysville. McFarland has your best deal and the worst coffee in the next 20 counties.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Campbellsville University, Maysville Chrysler, Security Bank and Trust Company, McFarland Chevrolet, Mason County Farm Bureau, Hilltop Ford, Kibler Lumber, Wildcat Truck and Car Source, the Malt Beverage Education Corporation, and the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
38-28, Mason County on top of Lexington Catholic as we continue from here at Memorial Coliseum. I'm now joined by the star of the Scholastic Ball Report, the former commissioner of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, Lewis Stout.
Well, it's good to see you, Dave. How you doing? Okay, I understand.
Everything's great.
Well, I hear you every morning.
You're a good man.
This is a good venue for a good basketball game with probably two of the best basketball teams I've seen in a while.
You see a lot of action now that you're not commissioning, you're out watching, you're out participating. These two teams really have done a great job this year.
Well, they have, and you know, the key to them is even though Mason County is up now 10 points, it hadn't been because Lexington Catholic is playing bad, it's just that Mason County is playing so good. And their defense has just been outstanding. And normally when you play against Lexington Catholic, their power game usually opens up their outside game. But tonight, Mason County has cut that power game off inside, and consequently, they haven't been getting anything.
Lewis, a lot of contentious issues we've seen talked about over the last several weeks, but I think the important thing is it shows how many people care about not only Kentucky high school athletics, but the young men and women who play them.
You're absolutely right. You know, when you can bring a high school basketball game in here in short notice, the way you all have done this one for tonight, it just lets you know and everybody else in the Commonwealth know that they love their kids and they love their basketball.
Absolutely. Lewis, appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you on the tube. And you and Gary will be on 6:30 WLAP tonight to talk about it.
And at 11 o'clock in the morning on Channel 27.
All right, thanks, Lewis.
Okay,
we appreciate it. Let's take a look at the stats. Let's send it over to Gary Ball.
Thank you very much, Dave Baker. The McFarland GM Center halftime stats here at Memorial Coliseum. Looking at the Lexington Catholic Knights, they were 11 of 25 from the field. They were 4 of 12 from the three-point line. That is only 33%. 2 of 4 from the free throw line. A total of 28 points here at halftime. They had 18 rebounds. They were led in the first half by Drew Morton with 11 points in the first half. Looking at the Royals of Mason County, they shot 16 out of 32, 50% from the field. 4 out of 13 from three-point land. 2 out of 4 from the stripe, and a total of 38 points. They They were led by Chris Lofton with 14 points, and Letzinger with 11 points also led them in rebounding with 5. And the big story in this ball game, I think without question, is his points off turnovers. Lexington Catholic with those 8 turnovers. Mason County has 17 points, Dave Baker, off turnovers. That's the key stat of this basketball game.
Well, and I'm sure that was the biggest point of emphasis for Bart Fleener at halftime, as you see him there alongside assistant coach Tommy Houston, a longtime fixture at Lexington Catholic. And speaking of fixtures, the Knights with a basketball and looking for a way to fix this tough defense from Mason County.
Well, the former commissioner was looking dapper tonight, wasn't he?
It's a rental.
It's a rental.
Has to be back by midnight.
Okay. It's probably true. Post man-to-man defense right now for Mason County.
And that's one thing that Catholic wanted to try to do, was to go inside to Morton Moore, especially in the latter stages of the game. Green with a 3.
I think that shot he made right there at the end of the first half sort of got him his psyche into the ball game a little bit, as he nails a big 3 there to get Catholic right back in this thing. He has their last 5 points, Dave.
He was 0 for the first half. Hit that last shot before the end of the half, and now his first 3, and Catholic back within 7.
And the Knights packing in a 2-3 zone defense right now. They got Morton and Graham out front on it. And I'll tell you, Letzinger made him pay for that, didn't he?
It's all about recognition. And whether you're playing zone, man-to-man, whether you're pressing, no matter what you're doing, you can't let him catch it out there. Graham back the other way with a 3 of his own. That was a pretty shot.
That was beautiful. I mean, as he elevated, he launched it up there at the top of his jumper. That's a great shot there by Graham.
Jones quickly the other way for Mason County, hanging and hitting.
He is the team's second leading scorer with a 16-point average, only a junior.
Mason County again with a full court pressure. This time Catholic handles it. And that's a strong move, but Morton can't finish.
A little bit out of control there at the end of that shot. I like the move, but I didn't like the finish.
Mason County right back at boy. They are absolutely. I think Kelly Wells told them, hey, we're up, keep the pedal down, because they are attacking the basket.
Nobody provides offensive pressure like Mason County, and Bart Fleener would tell you the same thing.
Graham penetrates, finds a cutting Morton. That's a nice play. And Bart Fleener quickly goes for a 22nd timeout. There is something that he is not happy about over on the sideline. As you can see, talking to William Graham about defensive positioning, talking to Balthrop, he is getting after it.
Well, the thing that's happening right now is the Mason County Royals are just flat taking it to the Knights of Lex Cath on every end of the floor defensively. And when they get the basketball in transition, they're just pushing it. No deny that they're going to take the ball to the basket. I mean, down here we did see William Graham come down to pull up a nice jumper. But the thing about Harrison Morton, he makes a nice move to the basket for Catholic and doesn't finish it. But you're right, Bart Fleener, there's something he did not like on the defensive side for the Knights.
And you know, we saw Kelly Wells a moment ago and Bart Fleener there. These guys are intense. They are passionate. But they're in control.
They're in control.
And they carry themselves well.
And tomorrow they'll be best friends talking on the phone.
They'll be talking tonight. They won't wait till tomorrow. Back comes Catholic with a full court pressure as the Royals inbound. And there's Green with a steal.
Like to see Drew Morton get on track as he does a nice move there on Wesley Jones, and we have a foul called on Jones. But Drew Morton, the young man who lit it up, he was 3 of 4 from 3 in the first half, had 11 points to lead the Catholic Knights, but he hasn't taken a shot since early in the second quarter.
As a coach, that's exactly what you want to see. You take a timeout to specifically set something up. They execute to perfection. Graham, baseline, got a good look. Rebound pulled down in there by Morton.
Super job.
And that's what Bart Fleener wants his big guy to do.
Great job by Harrison Morton. As he waited for that shot to come off on the weak side of the basket, he had great inside position, Dave. He took the ball. He hesitated up in the air when he went up and drew the defender and then knocked it down. And that's what coaches teach. That's basic fundamental basketball.
Morton not the best free throw shooter, but he gets that one to fall. And now Bart Fleener, and you'll see these coaches doing it more. Even though Catholic has got that 94-foot court, you're going to see him making more substitutions here in the second half as Buckingham comes in.
This has been the trend of all the Mason Lex Cath basketball games. Runs by both teams, and they both get back in it. This game, I tell you, it's another classic before it's over.
Graham hustles back on defense. Tibbs had an open look, but only for a fraction of a second.
And Graham said, okay, go ahead, and slapped it away. Great job. And William Graham, of course, from great genes. His dad was a pretty good basketball player, too, as you know, Dave.
Absolutely. Former coach over at K-State for a while?
Yes, at K-State.
Lofton, the trigger man. Finds Jones.
Good defensive pressure there by the Knights as they slapped it off the knee of Jones. You know, Dustin Grutza, the young man who just from Mason County committed to the University of Cincinnati, he is not only a great athlete, he's a 4.0 student in the classroom in Mason County.
That's pretty good. Only the third turnover for Mason County as you see Jones go to the Mason bench. But no question that Catholic has turned up the defensive intensity.
Dave Baker, that's my only question mark for this great Mason County team, their depth.
Morton back the other way, finds Balthrop, and what a play from behind, but he stays with it and gets a second chance.
Equally great play by Balthrop to stay with it after the great block. A lot of times when you get your shot blocked from behind, you have a tendency to sort of hang your head a little bit. Balthrop, no, he grabbed the ball, went back up with it, knocked it down, 45-40.
Catholic trailed by a dozen late in the second quarter. They've now got it down to 5 as Lofton looks to create. Good defense by Graham, and the Royals kick it back out. Litzinger, though, a little quicker than Balthrop on that exchange.
He was looking for his 18th point. He leads everybody, Litzinger does, with 16. Lofton with 14, and 11 for Harrison Morton, 11 for Drew Morton. So the Mortons have 22 of the points for Catholic. No relation, by the way.
Jared Litzinger, 6'3" senior. You see he's over his average, averaging 15.2 a game, as Gary said, the leading scorer.
He is the second leading rebounder on the ball club with just under 6 rebounds a game. Lofton actually leads him in rebounding with 6.5 boards a ball game.
Wes Jones checking back in, replacing Casey Peffer.
I like this combination on the floor right now for Catholic. I think that, of course, the reason I like that is, of course, their starting quintet, but this is the 5 that they're all seniors. They played together for 4 years.
They've obviously gone a little bigger. Graham gets the open look from 3, and here we go.
As I said, another classic. That's the story of these two ball clubs, Dave Baker. Runs by both teams. We saw it over at Catholic back on December 30th when Catholic dominated the first quarter and the third, and Mason County dominated the second and the fourth quarter.
Kelly Wells wants to talk it over. We'll take a break, and we're coming back with more from Memorial Coliseum. Lexington Catholic has cut it to 3, but the Royals still on top.
So powerful, you'll have to work hard to make winter driving a challenge. The trail-rated Jeep Grand Cherokee with an available V8. Announcing Zero Plus. Right now, get 0% financing, plus a $27.50 cash allowance. Plus, get a Jeep brand safety kit at no extra charge. That's 0% and a $27.50 cash allowance, but it's only at your Jeep dealer.
For the best coverage of high school athletics anywhere, it's the Scholastic Ball Report. Who are the guys that do that show?
Lewis Stout, Dave Baker does highlights, and
it's Gary Ball. It's the Scholastic Ball Report. It is a great, great show, and you can catch it Saturday mornings at 11 right here on WKYT.
Young lady from Montgomery County on tomorrow, Mary Ratliff, is an All-American academically, plays all 3 sports, and also on tomorrow, outstanding basketball team, Brian Station.
Lofton getting a little frustrated. I don't know if he scratched during the third quarter. That was a deep shot, but he doesn't get frustrated, stays with it.
And that's exactly what we saw down in the other room when Balthrop got his shot blocked. Lofton stay with it. Balthrop stay with it for Catholic, put it back in. What a ball game.
Graham gets another open look at a 3, and he'll have a chance for the 4-point play.
That is a cardinal sin if you're a defender. Litzinger coming out there. You know, the thing that made that play for William Graham is he hesitated up in the air. He has that ability to hesitate, and Litzinger came out and came down, and he got a little piece of the hand.
It's funny, Gary. I mean, he's got the good hops.
Yeah.
He gets up in the air, and it's almost like there's a hesitation there before he releases the shot.
That's what drew the foul, that hesitation.
Looks unconventional, but the results are quite pleasing, especially for Bart Fleener.
But Catholic's got to shoot their free throws a little better. Right now, they are just not getting it done. 3 of 6 from the line.
There's Grutza looking inside for Jones. And Litzinger, who just committed the foul, tries to answer back but can't.
A little bit off balance that time. I didn't like the shot there by Jared. He's had a great ball game, though. Here's almost a steal by Lofton. Great hustle.
Good officiating there by Kenny Gant. No advantage gained.
Demetrius Green is a young man that can take over a basketball game. He had 52 points, Dave Baker, in a ball game last year. He is just 59 points from becoming the all-time leading scorer at Catholic.
The Knights have exploded.
As I said, they're both team of runs. And look at William Graham. Is he into it or what?
He is pumped. It was a 38-28 Mason County lead at the half, and Kelly Welch wants to stem the tide. The Knights have come roaring back to take a 2-point lead.
22-10 run by the Knights here, and we've only played 4 minutes and 50 seconds. What a run by the Knights. I mean, they have been outstanding. You said trailing 38-28, and I really think that it was a shot by Demetrius Green there right at the end of the first half that not only got him ignited, it seemed to let the rest of the ball club know, hey, our big guy, our big gun is getting his game back on. And boy, he responded here in the third quarter. And William Graham, what a big play he made down here, knocking down that 3 and getting fouled. He missed the free throw, but what a big play that was. I tell you what, 50-48, 2-point ball game. As I said, both these teams of runs.
Graham with a couple of threes here in the third quarter as the Knights have stormed back. And folks, we want to remind you that each and every Saturday night, 27 Sports Spectrum. Christy Thomas, Brian Milam, they bring you all the scores, all the highlights. It's usually the best UK coverage. Tomorrow night, it'll be a preview of the Sunday game as the Cats take on the Fighting Irish up in South Bend. We've got it live for you right here at 4 o'clock. And then afterwards, a special edition of Wildcat Overtime. It's right here on your spot for sports. 27 News First.
Bart Fleener up telling his ball club to get back on defense. Mason County right now, Lofton has been stuck on 16 points for a while. Mason County 4 of 7 here in the second half. Catholic 9 of 13 as you see there.
Wow. That not only shows you that Catholic is shutting down the opportunities, but creating more themselves. Great challenge and a great follow by Jones.
Jones with a super job. Graham got the good block, but Wes Jones stayed with it. That's what these ball players are taught by both these clubs. Stay with it, and they do.
Buckinanny in a hurry, still gets it in. A tough shot by the little guy.
With the left hand, of course. That's what saved him. See the defensive pressure picking up a little bit too, Dave Baker. Both these ball clubs sense that the game, another thriller.
And Mort really applying the pressure out front, and that's a foul he did not want to commit.
And, of course, Dustin Grutza there, the point guard, picked it up. And Grutza, the quarterback on the football team for the Royals. And they were very close to going to the state championship in football this year. Had Highlands on the ropes. But boy, did Boyle County take care of Highlands.
Oh, what great defense by Catholic. That's what you call the run and jump right there. And Jones, Gary, if you're going to foul, you can't let him get the basket.
Exactly right. I was just going to say, if you're going to foul him, you got to foul him hard there. And Wes Jones is going to pick up the foul, and Graham's going to pick up the bucket and go to the line. Not a good foul there by Wes Jones.
Last trip down on the defensive end, what you saw from Lexington Catholic is something they tried last time. It's the run and jump, Gary.
Great anticipation here by William Graham as he goes down. You can see overcomes Jones, and Graham just takes it strong to the basket like he always does.
This time Graham converts the three-point play. William Graham has exploded here in the second half. He's now got 15, and at the break,
he didn't have many.
He just had 2.
Exactly. Here's Litzinger. He finishes on the other end for the Royals. Does this have the feel of a state championship game or what?
Big crowd, great rivalry, 2 super teams. And that's what we were expecting here tonight. Glad you've joined us for Lexington Catholic in Mason County. Oh, shot will not fall as Joe Bonneau drew the contact but couldn't finish.
And that's a shame because that was just a super pass by Harrison Morton. I mean, he saw Bonneau all the way on that play, made a terrific bounce pass to him, and Bonneau just got a little overexcited and threw it over the little strong over the backboard there.
On the first, Bonneau knows free throw as he gets the first to fall, a 6'0 junior.
That is only his second free throw attempt of the season.
And that's the mark of coaches who develop systems as well. Putting a guy in who really hadn't had that much time in this big-time situation. Royals come right back. Tibbs can't get the ball, but look at Grutza stick it back in.
Dustin Grutza, time and time again for Mason County, comes up with a big play. He did it in the Fifth Third Holiday Classic with some big plays down the stretch, and he does it there with a big stick back.
Morton beats the pressure. Green can't get the open 3.
Great hustle by these 2 basketball teams. Look at Lofton there, diving on the floor, and great hustle there by the Knights of Lexington Catholic. Hustling there all the way was Buckingham. But that's what you want to see if you're a high school basketball. You want to see players out there diving, giving it up. You've got the 2 top-ranked teams in the state. As a matter of fact, probably 2 of the best teams in the nation. Mason County ranked 11th in the country, and Lexington Catholic, 2 of their 3 losses to the 2 of the top-ranked teams in the nation.
Now Catholic coming with a little half-court trap. Lofton always looking for the shot with a move on Morton. And Morton stays with it, but Lofton gets it right back. Wow, what a one-on-one matchup.
Great one-on-one, and we've got a 56 all-time.
Green with the drive against Morton, taking it strong to the hole.
Too easy, David, too easy. Nobody cut him off.
You got to wonder on this big floor with the intensity if maybe air is becoming a factor as Green gets the rebound.
That was Grutza's spot, too, top of the circle. That when he hit it, too, from there in the first half, couldn't get that one to drop.
You see the time, and now Bart Fleener is saying, hey, how about we just get 1?
Yeah, how about it?
It did not look to me like Morton was interested in a 1.
No, not at all.
He was not. It didn't look to me that he was looking for the right shot. He was looking for the right now shot.
Very lukewarm to that idea.
I would think so. And now Catholic inbounds once again. Mason County in the man-to-man. 28 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
Great pass down low.
Outstanding recognition. They saw that Morton had the position and the advantage inside. They got it to him, and he sticks it in.
They have scored 32 points here in this quarter.
Ball off the leg of Casey Pepper. 32 points in the 3rd quarter for Lexington Catholic.
That's more they had the entire first half, Dave Baker.
That's getting it done.
That's getting it done.
Lofton into the backcourt, finds Grutza, and you got to believe they're going to try to set a screen for Chris Lofton here.
Catholic did this in the first meeting. They won the 1st and 3rd quarter, and then Mason County came out with a strong 4th.
Bonneau ahead to Riddell. Green's 3 at the buzzer won't fall, but what a turnaround for the Knights of Lexington Catholic. 28 points in the first half, 32 points in the 3rd quarter, and Lexington Catholic leads Mason County by a score of 60-56. Oh, the little guys are playing big, and we're back with more right after this.
Wildcat Truck and Car Source is Maysville's leader in pre-owned vehicles. You'll get old-fashioned country-style dealing while getting the best deal in town. We have over 300 used late model vehicles to choose from, and we guarantee you'll find the one you want. Cars, trucks, and SUVs. Wildcat Truck and Car Source has got them at the lowest prices around. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Don't waste your time. Hurry into Wildcat Truck and Car Source today.
Let the experts at Gilkey Windows of Central Kentucky make you one of many satisfied customers.
The reason we chose Gilkey was because the salesman was so professional, and he really educated me and not was just trying to sell me windows.
Custom exteriors that accentuate the inherent beauty of your home, factory direct to your home. Professionally installed, professionally crafted, energy-efficient products. Whether it's new construction, remodel, or replacement windows, call Gilkey Windows.
The whole process was painless.
Dave Baker, Gary Ball back here with you at Memorial Coliseum in Lexington, Kentucky. And Gary, this is exactly the kind of game, that play indicative of what's happened all night.
Yeah, Lofton stayed with that. We've seen that time and time again tonight. These players just are tremendous high school basketball players. I echo the sentiments of Lewis Stout. These are two of the better high school basketball teams I've seen in quite some time.
Lexington Catholic with the basketball and a 4-point lead. They trailed by 12 late in the second quarter. The margin was 10 at the half.
Boy, did Graham come on in that third quarter or what? As you said, he only had 2 points at halftime and had 13 in that quarter.
Ball batted away from Morton.
This is a point of the ball game in Mason County. Always picks up their pressure.
Wow. What a great look by a quarterback who delivers again.
Can you tell they played together, Dave Baker? Out on the playgrounds in Maysville, Kentucky on a Sunday afternoon.
And as you said, a game of spurts. Catholic with the big third quarter. Mason County now with 2 defensive stops. They've got the basketball and a chance to tie this one or take the lead.
You know, you look at these two basketball teams, they just shoot lights out. Catholic's big three-headed monster and Graham Morton and also Demetrius Green, all three of them shoot over 60% from the field on the season.
Lofton strong to the hole, and we are tied once again.
20 points for Mr. Lofton, 9 of 14 from the field. He can shoot it too a little bit.
Morton works against Grutza, now finds Graham. And you wonder about the legs as that one clangs off the front iron.
That was not a good shot there by Dustin Grutza.
And now Graham free at the other end. Pressure, pressure, pressure. What does it do to people? Grutza trying to make something happen, and it turns into the easy 2 for the Knights.
Good job by Lofton just to get rid of that pass. Nice tip by Grutza. Watch him stay with it.
Wow. What a play by Dustin Grutza to keep it alive inside. Grutza, 6'3" senior, averaging almost 15 points and 5 boards a game.
This is just a super effort here by Grutza. Watch this, taps it up and almost goes in. He says, okay, I'm going to go back and get it again. Then he stays with it, throws it up. And the reason that's so important, 90% free throw shooter, one of the best free throw shooters in the Commonwealth is Mr. Dustin Grutza.
Young man, as we said, that is committed to play his football at the University of Cincinnati.
Good choice, I think, backing up Gino Gaduli. He'll be a senior next year.
Had the gray shirt offer from Kentucky, decided to pass on that. LSU called. When we were up at Mason County last week, Woody McCorvey, the new offensive coordinator at Mississippi State, was in to talk to Grutza, but it was very important for him to stay in an area where his folks could see him play. And they'll certainly be able to make that short drive.
Oh, Maysville to Cincinnati, what are we talking, Dave Baker? 45 minutes at the most, maybe an hour.
Grutza can't convert on the second.
He usually doesn't miss free throws.
And the margin remains at 1. Graham off the drive once again creates the contact.
I think that groin injury to Demetrius Green has allowed William Graham to really show what his capabilities are. As he's almost single-handedly taken over this basketball game here in the second half for the Knights of Bart Fleener and Lex Cath. As we've mentioned so often, he only had 2 points in the first half. He has 17 points right now. Not a particularly good free throw shooter.
Graham, as you can see, with that bust-out third quarter, at the line for his second.
He's a 69% free throw shooter on the season. Catholic counters in their lineup.
Brian Hewitt getting his first look tonight. Bart Fleener trying to get as many guys as much rest as they can before this final stretch run.
Full court pressure as always by the Knights. But I tell you what, when you've got Groots and Lofton handling the ball, it's hard to get a steal.
Tibbs shot won't fall, and Balthrop gets the board, but look at the quick hands of Tibbs.
Well, I think what the Mason County fans wanted is they wanted some interference on the basket because there was a player there, Graham, for the Knights, up in the net a little bit there as that shot came down. But as we'll see it here, as I said, the shot came down and the player there see up in the basket a little bit, and they were screaming for interference. But I don't know, Dave.
Close. But the main point out of this possession, and every possession from this point out, you cannot relax for a moment. Every shot, every pass, every dribble will be challenged.
How about Tibbs knocking down 2 big free throws there? Only a 57%, the lowest free throw shooter on the team, knocks down 2 of them, and we've got ourselves a tie, 63 all.
Mason County now going to a little 1-2-1-1. Hewitt from downtown, and Bart Fleener wants a timeout. How about that?
That was a great shot by Hewitt, no hesitation. He got the pass. He was from NBA 3. He put it up. He knocked it down, and boy, did he get the bench from Catholic up.
I'm telling you, there's no disrespect or anything, but he looks like a high school kid. He's listed as a 6'0" sophomore. He's averaging about 5 a game. He looks like he weighs about 110 with rocks in his pocket.
Wringing wet. But he knocked down a big 3, didn't he?
Wow. Last time they played, we had a little overtime, right?
We sure did. And Lofton came down in that game and launched about a 30-footer that went in.
And we've got some overtime for you on Sunday as well. It's Wildcat overtime as the Cats go to South Bend to take on the Fighting Irish. You can see the game right here on KYT with the CBS coverage, and then right after, our coverage begins. Drew Diener, J.P. Blevins, Dick Gabriel, and the fabulous Steve Moss on hand in South Bend to bring you all the analysis, the insight, and the post-game comments. You get it exclusively right here on WKYT.
How about Hewitt knocking down that big 3? The same thing happened last year. A player, Corey Cantor.
That's right.
Last year knocked down 2 big 3s in the game at Mason County that propelled the Knights to that 1-point win.
I mean, and this kid goes straight up with it.
No hesitation.
Bam.
Good form, knocked it down, got the bench fired up. Just a great job there by Hewitt.
I mean, look at him. Doesn't he look like he's 12?
Yes. Doogie Howser. But he can shoot the 3.
He delivered that time.
Long range dedication.
And Bart Fleener stays with Hewitt in the backcourt along with Drew Morton. Almost intercepted, but Groots hustles it into the front court.
Well, Graham really getting after Lofton.
Wow, they left Groots open. That was a defensive breakdown.
Yep.
Somebody was supposed to trap, and had they gotten it to Groots a little bit earlier, it would have been a 2, but he still goes to the line.
That's where you can tell that these Mason County players just love to play with each other, a team concept of basketball, because Lofton's out there. He could launch the 3. He's the all-state player. He's the Mr. Basketball, but he looked down, found his teammate wide open. As you said, they didn't get in the right defensive assignment, got it to him, and Groots, a 91% free throw shooter, is going to be up there, a chance to cut it down to 1 point.
This kid's been in a lot of big game situations. And I'm telling you, there's no angst on these faces. There is no anxiousness. These guys have been there before, and they are on the bid, as we say in horse racing country.
Cool hand Lukes, aren't they? All of them.
Groots at 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Kevin Kidd's pencil is smoking over here as Green goes and scores.
Great job by Green to hang up the air, sort of spin his body away from the defender, knock it down off the glass. That was a super play there by Demetrius Green. Green now in the ball game has 11 points. As we said, he hit that bucket there at the end of the first half.
Lofton drives. That's a nice fake. And Drew Morton helps from the backside.
That'll be his second personal. Morton got the foul on Groots earlier. Now you send another 90% free throw shooter to the line, and Chris Lofton. That's the thing about these two ball clubs. If it gets down to the free throw situation where that's going to dictate the ball game, you have to say advantage a little bit to Mason County, Dave.
Lofton off the back iron. Some uncharacteristic misses for him tonight from the stripe.
He has 20 points. Missed both of them.
Wow. But right back he goes on defense. Drew Morton into the front court. Chased by Tibbs. The dump inside to Balthrop. and Grutza pulls down another board for the Royals.
And there were 2 bodies in there, Wes Jones and Grutza boxing out Demetrius Green. Good box out. That's fundamental basketball.
Jones brings it back out, and he's going to try to take Hewitt off the dribble and gets to the line. Mason County doing a great job of creating the contact and getting to the line, but they got to convert.
And you know why that wasn't a travel on Wes Jones? Because as soon as the contact came to him and he felt that pressure, he threw the ball up, and the official has no choice at that point but to call a foul. Watch this. See that? He threw the ball up. If he doesn't throw that, that's a travel right there, Dave Baker. But he, good play there by Wes Jones.
I'm sure when Bart Fleener looked at the tape, though, and another miss by Mason County.
Just when I said if it came down to free throw shooting, I like Mason. They've missed 3 big ones in a row here. That'll be over the top of the support and out of bounds to the Mason County Royals. It's the Royal Knights here, the Knights and the Royals here. 68-64. Catholic on top of 419. Dave here in the basketball game in front of what are you guesstimating, Dave? Maybe 6,000 to 7,000 here tonight?
Absolutely. A bunch more than they could have gotten in at Lexington Catholic for this.
Yeah, about 5,000 more. Thank you.
Grutza quickly into the front court. And now Litzinger resets the offense.
Litzinger has 19 points, but been kind of silent here in the past 6-7 minutes of the ball game.
There's Tibbs. Finding Jones inside. Good help defense by the Knights.
Tunde came over and got a piece of it.
He did get a piece. And back comes Hewitt, and he's going to raise up.
No hesitation again. He shot the other one from the left side. This time he took it from the right side.
Lofton the other way. Litzinger's follow. Lofton again. They get Tunde for the foul.
But how about another big shot by Hewitt down here? That's the thing you teach a player, even though you're a substitute coming in the game, if you're going to shoot it, don't hesitate. Hewitt again, we saw NBA 3 in front of the Catholic bench. This time he comes down on the right side and doesn't hesitate at all, knocks it down.
Mason County, 7 of 15 from the line for the game, only 4 of 9 in the fourth quarter. And Lofton connects.
That's the thing about it. I don't know if there's really a stat for that, Dave Baker, but the last 3-4 minutes of a ball game, when the free throws really count, that's when Mr. Lofton, that's when Mr. Grutza are crunch. They're just crunch time players.
Lofton gets them both to go, and we're going to take a timeout. 71-66 is our score. Do the Royals have one more run left in them? You bet they do. And will Catholic have the answer? We're back with more right after this.
At Adams Pontiac Buick GMC Truck in Richmond, we're starting the new year with a bang. New management, a new attitude, and low prices. Like a new GMC Sierra for $14,799. A new Grand Am for $13,995. Or a new GMC Envoy 4x4, just $25,995. GMC, we are professional grade. Or get 0% for up to 60 months. It's a new year and a new attitude. At Adams Pontiac Buick GMC Truck in Richmond, where
Sid says sell. At Security Bank and Trust Company in Maysville, our name says it all. Security. Serving our citizens and our community with 3 convenient locations. 1 West 2nd Street and McDonald Parkway in downtown Maysville. And our US 68 branch on the Hilltop in Maysville. Security Bank and Trust Company has been locally owned and operated for over 75 years. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Security Bank and Trust Company in Maysville. Our name says it all.
Dave Baker, Gary Ball, back with you at Memorial Coliseum in Lexington. And whether you're cheering for the Knights or the Royals, there has been lots to make noise about tonight. 71-66, the state's top-ranked team on top of the defending champs. In the last 3 minutes and 34 seconds of the rematch, Mason County won back in December at Lexington Catholic on a big bomb at the end by Chris Lofton.
And Lofton will work three-quarter court pressure with the William Graham now.
Drew Morton out top, making the move against Tibbs, inside to Harrison Morton, and Grutza got it.
Yeah, Harrison Morton, he did a nice job that time of drawing the pressure from Grutza and just throwing it up. And there you see Grutza pleading his case with the official, but that's a good job there by Harrison Morton to draw the foul.
Don't know whether it's defenses, don't know whether it's legs. But these teams that have shot so many threes on the night, 21 for the Knights, 18 for the Royals combined, they've only taken 10 here in the fourth quarter.
Harrison.
No, excuse me, 5 in the fourth quarter. Lexington Catholic 2 of 4 from outside the stripe. Mason County 0 of 1.
Harrison Morton usually a pretty good free throw shooter, Dave, 70% on the season. Missed 2 big ones. And there's Lofton to pull it off.
Neither team on fire from the line. Mason County 9 of 17. Lexington Catholic 6 of 13.
Good anticipation by Hood. Almost came up with a steal there on Lofton.
Bruzzo way out top. It won't fall. But look at Lofton, just how strong he was to keep Graham from getting possession of that basketball.
Chris Lofton just does. He has such a great nose for the basketball, doesn't he?
He and Grutza playing a little two-man game out top, looking for the shot. Grutza's won't fall.
Getting down to crunch time with only 2:30 to go.
Hewitt finds Morton, had the three, but spins in. Harrison Morton bails him out, and the turnover, though, goes to Mason County.
How big was that three-pointer by Hewitt a couple of possessions ago for Catholic?
12 turnover on the night for Catholic to just 6 for Mason County.
Nice pick by Grutz. We're going to have a timeout, Dave.
Kelly Wells takes the timeout. Bart Fleener out exhorting his team. As Mason County takes the timeout. Again, everybody got the TV timeouts. Each club tonight with 4 full timeouts and 2 20-second timeouts. And I believe Kelly Wells has exhausted all of his 20s.
Chris Lofton, 22 points, 9 rebounds tonight as he leads everybody. Litzinger has 19 points, 8 rebounds. William Graham, 18 points, 7 boards for Catholic, and Harrison Morton, 13 points, 4 boards. So I would say those are probably some of our leading candidates for the star of the game, Dave Baker.
Folks, we want to remind you that no matter who's the star of the game, whether it's a star right here or whether it's your star for your club, you can catch all the best high school basketball action right here on WKYT's Friday Night Flights. Each Friday at 11, Friday Night Flights coverage at the speed of flight. Coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll be on hand for that. Timeout situation. The Knights of Lexington Catholic, they have 2 full timeouts left and 1:30. Mason County with 1 full timeout and 1:30. They've only got 1:30 left, Kevin Kidd tells me. So Kelly Wells down to 1:32nd timeout. Lexington Catholic with the 2 fulls and the 1:30.
I think if you're Kelly Wells, you're telling your ball club, look, 2:04, that's a long time, guys. That's an eternity in this basketball game. They don't need a 3 here. They just need a bucket. They're only down by 5 points with 2 minutes to go.
They need a bucket and a stop. And right there is their primary basketeer. Lofton with a kick to Grutza. They tried to find Litzinger on the curl, but here are the Knights. Morton and 1.
What a super job by Morton to hang up there. He has such great body control when he hangs up in the air. He's done that a number of times in this ball game.
That was a big, big sequence.
Good job by William Graham there to find him. And like I said, Harrison Morton hang up great body controls. He hangs up there, knocks it down off the glass, and then gives us a little dance there at the end to tell us that he likes it as well.
The 5'11" Tibbs went up and tried to stop the 6'3" Morton. But Morton now can't convert. And the margin remains at 7, and time becoming a big factor for the Royals.
There it is. Just give it to Lofton.
At money time, he's the money man. His club now back within 4. No shot clock, remember, now in high school basketball. And the Knights look to spread the floor.
Lofton has his average now with 25.
Demetrius Green going up. He's fouled in there.
And here late in the ballgame, that's not who you want to foul if you're Mason County, because Demetrius Green is an 80% free throw shooter. He's the best free throw shooter on the Knights basketball team.
I know it's not the guy you want to foul, but you got to wonder if that's what Bart Fleener wanted Green doing with that basketball, going to the rim in that situation.
A little bit out of control.
Nonetheless, he gets the first.
course, the 10th region with Mason County, and another team in that 10th region that's going to make some noise this year is the Clark County Cardinals. They're a very much improved ball club. Of course, Catholic will battle with teams like Tate's Creek, Lafayette, ball clubs like that in the 11th region. Great shot by Jones. Boy, he hung up in the air a long time. We got a 74-71 ball game. Here's Hewitt again. Oh, he did it! Same thing, 3 times. Charm, baby. Hewitt says, let me do it again. Wow! Third time he's knocked 3 of them down. All at big time.
This is a 6-point game, and Brian Hewitt, the 6'0 sophomore. So much attention on Catholic's big 3, so much attention on Lofton, and look at this kid knock it down.
That's his 3rd trifecta of the basketball game. You gotta love it. And you know what? Great job there by Green to find him. You know, sometimes a superstar like Green says, I want to be the guy to do it. He said, no, my young guy Hewitt's been knocking him down, kicked it out to him, and Hewitt buried it from 20 feet out.
Wow.
High school basketball.
Great point by Kevin Kidd sitting to my left. Very unselfish as the senior gives it up to the sophomore at crunch time. That's a team that has no jealousy. They don't care about who gets the credit. It's, as Sam Rutigliano said a long time ago, just win, baby.
Well, like Bart Fleener said, after that Henry Clay loss in the regional tournament last year, this Catholic ball club learned a lot. And what that taught their ball club is they've got to do things like that. When we on Green spots a Hewitt out there who's got the hot end, you got to kick it to him. I don't care if he's a freshman or sophomore. And Green found him, and he buried it and put him up by, that was a tremendous Hewitt 3. It put him up by 6 here. But this game's still far from over with the Lofton heroics that he's capable of and what this Mason County team can do.
We've talked a lot about our man Kevin Kidd here to our left. Our thanks to the folks at WL Stats who are providing the numbers tonight. And there have been lots of numbers in this high school contest.
Both these teams average over 80 points on the season, and looks like Catholic's going to get there.
Lofton off the screen, tough shot, won't fall. Pulled down by Green, and Catholic controls. Morton to Brown, and that might do it.
Yeah, that was a great job there by Morton, as we are going to have a foul on Morton in backcourt, but great recognition there by Morton to see Graham streaking down the left side. But that's what I was talking about early in the first half of this ballgame, the transition going from defense to offense as quickly. Catholic does it better than anybody. And here's a super scoop pass back to William Graham, and he finishes it off the left side on the glass. And that's just, like I said, great transition basketball there by Catholic. They do it as well as anybody.
Drew Morton drawing the defense. And then after that great play, commits the no. Fouling when you've got the lead late in the game, putting the other team at the line with the clock not running.
Boy, as Catholic heated it up here from the field. 31 of 54 now from the field. Unbelievable second half by the Knights.
Tibbs gets them both, and the Royals, they need a turnover. And Grutza just grabs Drew Morton.
Catholic has scored 51 points here in the second half, after only 28 points in the first half.
Man alive. That's getting it done.
Drew Morton, that was a good foul there. He is only a 67%, actually lower than that, 56% free throw shooter. You know, that's amazing how a young man could shoot 70% from 3 and only shoot 57 from the line with nobody guarding him. I guess it's probably just concentration.
And Lexington Catholic takes its final 32nd timeout. Bart Fleener wants to set the defense. 28 seconds left. Mason County still in this one. This is a 2-possession game. And they have got guys that have got game and range.
Yeah, especially if he misses his free throw. That certainly gives the Knights, gives them an opportunity for Mason County with, as you said, a 3-pointer.
You not only get the insight on games like this, but you get all the great action and the great stories of high school sports each and every Saturday morning. It's Gary Ball and Lewis Stout on the Scholastic Ball Report, Saturday mornings at 11, right here on KYT.
It's a fun show to do. We enjoy having all the coaches and players, and one thing that we like is the female athlete of the week, highlighting the young ladies that do such a super job in the Kentucky area, Central Kentucky area.
Do you give them lovely parting gifts, like a canned ham or something for appearing on the show?
Give them a nice plaque.
I know you do that for the players, but I'm talking about the coaches.
Yes.
Remember how, as Morton hits, the Reds used to give away 50 gallons of Super M for appearing on the Star of the Game show. Here come the Royals. Jones strong to the glass, and I believe that's the last time out for Kelly Wells and company.
They've got it down to 5. Still 20.7 seconds to go. And looking at your game's leading scorers, Lofton with 25, of course, leads everybody. Graham has 20. 18 of those, though, Dave Baker, here in the second half. He only had 2 points in the first half.
Kelly Wells has done a fantastic job continuing the incredible tradition of great basketball at Mason County High School. And now it's time to take a look at our McFarland GM Center play of the game. This was a tough call tonight, but there he is, William Graham on the run out. Graham 8 of 11 from the field, 2 of 4 from outside the arc, 2 of 4 from the line. He's got 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 20 points. And William Graham, the man who'll trigger our McFarland GM Center player of the game.
Done a good job defensively, too, here in the second half.
Guy with a basketball right there gets a lot of consideration as well. Mr. Hewitt with a big threes as Drew Morton gets fouled, and he'll go back to the line.
Good heads-up play there, though, by Litzinger to foul Drew Morton, because as we said last time he was up there, Drew only a 57% free throw shooter, but yet a 70% three-point shooter. So that's good recognition by Mason County to realize that that's who you need to put on the line.
Absolutely. These teams, just like the college and pro teams, they've got the scouting reports. They know who to foul and who not to foul. Bart Fleener before the game was telling me, though, he's got his written out on a sheet of paper. Looks like a napkin at a restaurant. And he says, Kelly's high tech. He's got it on computer.
I'd say that's probably true.
Time running down and running out on the Royals. Shot won't fall. Green has the rebound. And in the rematch, Catholic has answered. The Knights lost on their home court back in December. And tonight, Mason County falls to Lexington Catholic by a count of 82-75. We've still got post-game activities coming up when we come right back to Memorial Coliseum.
Lexington Catholic High School's history of more than 175 years is built on a foundation of excellence, meeting the needs of a diverse group of young men and women, preparing them to meet life's challenges. 98% of our graduates go to college. Last year, 86% were accepted to the college of their first choice. Lexington Catholic has experienced phenomenal growth, expanding through new facilities to create the best environment for our students.
The mission of Lexington Catholic High School is mind, spirit, and body.
Wow! With Dish Network Satellite TV, you get the lowest all-digital price in America every day. Just $24.99 a month for over 50 top digital channels. A price that's guaranteed through January 2005. Order today and get a free 3-room satellite TV system with free installation. That's right, satellite TV in 3 rooms of your home free. Want more? Call and ask how you can get 3 free months of our most popular value pack with HBO and Cinemax.
Call XCAMS today and get guaranteed installation within 48 hours.
These shoes, on sale $20.
This watch, $35.
This top, $15. This haircut, $5.99.
$5.99. Great clips.
The cost of looking like $1 million just went down. The Great Haircut sale at Great Clips. Every haircut just $5.99.
$5.99.
$5.99.
$5.99. Great Clips.
The Great Haircut sale, January 21st through the 30th.
The rural ideals and country values Kentucky Farm Bureau was founded on, like commitment and integrity, have made us Kentucky's largest property and casualty insurer, providing superior service in large cities and suburbs, as well as back where we came from. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
We're back at Memorial Coliseum in downtown Lexington, 82-75. Top-ranked Lexington Catholic has avenged an earlier overtime loss to Mason County. Coach Bart Fleener, this was an electric atmosphere, and I don't know what happened in the first half, but you got the offense cranking in the second half.
Well, I thought Mason County really did a good job in the first half of taking us to us. They got us back on our heels a little bit. We had a little talk at the half. Our seniors said a few things, and we came out in the second half. We said, win, lose, or draw, we're going to attack this half. And I thought we did a much better job of getting to the rim. We finally got a few rebounds late when it counted, and we had subs come in and play big. I thought our depth really paid off in the third and fourth quarters.
No damages to any of the locker rooms here at the Coliseum that will have to be repaired, are there?
Oh, no broken bones in the hand or anything. The seniors did it. They talked about it. Coach Hammonds talked to them a little bit, and I just came in and did some technical stuff, and then we went at it.
Boy, at Mason County, they came with the pressure. It caused you big problems in the first half. But that offense, I've seen some explosions before, but the points in the second half were impressive.
We had guys step up, and once we got back close, I thought we really took the momentum, and I thought they got a little winded. And our guys, especially our seniors, Will Graham in the third quarter, and Demetrius Harris and Joe Tunde played big, and Drew Morton was huge. And then Brian Hewitt, sophomore off the bench.
Let me ask you about that. We're going to be talking to Will in just a second, but Brian's a sophomore. He looks like he's about in eighth grade. Yeah, something like
Sixth
that.
grade.
And this kid came in and nailed 3 big shots.
He's a gamer. He likes big games. At the tournament in Florida, he came in and did that same thing. And he hadn't been playing real well lately. I've been on him in practice, and I've been on him in the JV games. And I looked at him tonight and said, why don't you go make a play? And he made one, and he made another, and he made another.
We talked about this before the game, but the great thing about this, when we were talking at school the other day, this is high school athletics at its best. I know you feel for Kelly tonight. I know he's over there thinking about the next time you all meet, and I think everybody in this state believes that you might get together one more time.
We would love to meet again. We'd love to meet on Saturday night in March, and I think Rupp Arena might not be able to hold the crowd for that one. But we got a long way to go. The 11th region tournament, the 42nd district tournament, those are the things we want.
All right, Bart, thanks a bunch. Best of luck to you. Take care. We appreciate it. Will, come on over here. Will Graham, our player of the game. Will, you had a slow start there in the first half, but, boy, you got things cranking in the third quarter.
Yeah, we went in at halftime, and Coach chewed us out. He said, we can't come out in front of all these fans and let them down. We knew that Demetrius and I were the leaders of this team, so we knew that we had to step up and the guys would follow our lead.
Demetrius has been hobbled by that injury, maybe didn't know what to expect, and you really got to credit Mason County because they turned up the heat in the first half and really caused you all some problems.
Yeah, first half it was basically the credit to their defense, but also our jitters. So we knew we had to change things in the second half, and that's what we did. We had to attack them more than being so passive.
Yeah, since you've been in this program, you have been in a lot of different situations. Rupp Arena, big tournaments all around the country. This was a special atmosphere tonight.
Yeah, this was one of the best environments we played in since we've been here at Catholic. We knew that we couldn't go home with this loss tonight. Too many people were going to talk about it, so we knew we had to come out and play to our best ability.
All right, now when you guys watch the tape, just how bad will you all be busting Brian Hewitt? I mean, this kid comes in off the bench and he knocks down 3 huge shots.
Hey, if you didn't know his name before, you know his name now. He came through with a couple threes in the clutch for us that really spread us out, and then we got to looking inside for Harrison, so we did a good job tonight.
Coach can't hear what's going on, but coaches say all the time that players don't think about things like revenge, but obviously after that game at your place, you were thinking about the rematch.
Yeah, we were from December 29th. We were thinking about this. We credit to them; they're a good team, but we knew that we were a better team. And we could come out and prove ourselves tonight.
Do you think these two teams have got one more meeting left in them sometime down the road?
You never know. I'm sure the fans around the state would like to see it. So we both have to come out and win our districts and regions. Then Sweet 16 will tell.
20 points tonight. Great job, Will. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's Will Graham for the winning Lexington. Here he is. Brian Hewitt is here with us. Look at this. I mean, you look a lot younger than probably you are, and you come up in a big game like this, and you just knocked down 3 big shots.
I just did what I had to do, and my teammates got me the ball as open as I could be. I mean, when you're that open, it's real bad if I don't hit that.
You know, the thing about this team, though, Brian, we talked about it on the air, the thing that's impressive is how unselfish this team is. Because right there at crunch time, you had the senior in Demetrius that found you, gave you the basketball, and had confidence you were going to knock down that last one.
Yeah, Duna, or Demetrius as we call him, is just a great player. He finds open spots, finds open people, and just gives them the ball, and sometimes he just puts shots down. He relies on us, we rely on him. It's kind of mutual.
Talk a little bit about this whole atmosphere tonight. You guys have been in a lot of different situations, played in a lot of different venues, but this joint was jumping tonight.
Oh, it was amazing. This is the biggest crowd I think I've ever played in front of. This is in the student section. That's the biggest time I've ever seen it, and it was just awesome.
And the great thing about it, too, I think, as well, Brian, is the fact that both teams, I mean, they played. You know, you had some jitters, but you guys got out here and played. Mason County executed, and they really made it tough for you.
Yeah, they play in front of crowds this size all the time. I mean, their gym's huge, and they pack it every week in and week out, and this is awesome.
What kind of significance does this hold for you now, Brian, as you go the rest of the way down the season? I mean, does it mean anything? The victory's special, but you still got to go out. You got to win the district. You got to win the region before you can even think about maybe getting back at them again.
Oh, yeah. The region's probably the toughest region in the state, I think. Lexington and Louisville teams always come out and play tough in the state finals, and we just try to represent our region well.
One final thing, Coach said that you had not been playing particularly well in practice, and that he had one of those little do-better talks with you. Obviously, it worked.
Oh yeah, it worked real well. I was kind of slacking a little bit. I wasn't getting my head into it, but it helped.
Young man, you got your head into it tonight and got those legs in there on that jumper. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Brian. We appreciate it. Brian Hewitt, young man, came in, hit 3 big threes like he was a senior. Just one of the reasons that Lexington Catholic was able to prevail tonight over Mason County. Let's go back courtside, check out tonight's stats with Gary Ball.
Well, thank you very much, Buzz. And looking at the McFarland GM Center stats for the basketball game. Of course, the final was 82-75, and the Knights shot 57%, but they were outstanding in the second half, only scoring 28 points in the first half. They lit it up in the second half. 3-point shooting, they were 10 of 22 from the field in the basketball game, whereas the Royals 6 of 22, and that's a little bit off night for the Mason County Royals. Turnovers, the Knights 12, and the Royals, as you see there, 7, and points off turnovers. The key point, Mason County did get 23 points, but Lexington Catholic 14. But the second chance opportunities is, as we said, both teams staying with it. But those are some keys to individually looking at some individual stats. As we said, those are the McFarland GM Center stats of the final basketball game, the final score. But looking here at some of the Knights' individual stats, 20 points for William Graham on 8 of 11 from the field. He was 2 of 4 from 3-point, only 2 of 4 from the line. He did have 7 rebounds. And looking at Morton, he had 3 of 4 from 3-point for Drew, 4 of 5 from the field, 14 points, 3 rebounds. Demetrius Green had 12 points on just 5 of 15 shooting, but as we said, Buzz, Demetrius Green missed his first 8 shots. So if you look at that, he shot lights out after missing 8. He went 5 of 7 after that from the field, so he really started finding his range for the Knights, and that was a big point in the basketball game. And how about Hewitt, the young man that Dave just talked to? 3 of 3 from 3-point land. All 3 of them were outstanding shots. No hesitation, 9 points for the young man. Key points in the basketball game. Lofton, 10 of 18 shooting, 25 points. One of the state's leading scorers, as a matter of fact, came in averaging 24, which was 3rd in the state. A young man by the name of Ty Rogers out of Lyon County actually leads the Commonwealth with 32 points. He will be on our program tonight on WLAP at 11 o'clock and talk about that. And looking also at Wes Jones with 14 points, 7 of 12 shooting. The off night tonight by Tibbs was just 1 of 8, but he was 4 of 4 from the line for 7 points. Groot's a little bit of an off night too, Dave Baker. 3 of 13 from the field. A young man who shoots normally close to 60% from the field. He was in 2 of 9 from 3-point range, shooting almost 50% from 3. So a little bit off night by Dustin Grutza with 10 points and 9 rebounds, and Litzinger with 19 points. But Litzinger had the big first half, and then Catholic really got after him in the second half, and he only came up with a couple buckets in the entire second half after really shooting it lights out in the first half.
You not only had these two teams, Gary, playing outstanding offense, but you look at those turnover numbers. They got at it on the defensive end as well. The coaching is just second to none on these teams. These are kids that are a part of these programs because they want to be in. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from tonight, some of the great plays that we saw. And one thing that Catholic was able to do was knock down the open jumper.
And they started right off going to Drew Morton as he knocked 3 down early. And then it was Hewitt later in the ball game. And there's Litzinger going to war, as you see that. And Harrison Morton now using Lofton as a pogo, bounces in on him and throws it up, and he gets the kind roll there.
Boy, that is a strong, strong play, and Catholic had some success going to Harrison Morton. But there you see the quickness, the body control, and the thing that makes Chris Lofton so special.
That's what makes him. And then the other way, here's Graham hanging up there. Now, little hesitations we talked about at the end of that jumper, knocking that one down.
It's a hanging jumper.
Here's Demetrius Green, who really came to life in the second half after only scoring a basket right there at the end of the first half buzzer, right before halftime.
And then Morton again on the post-up. Great recognition by Green. They got him the basketball, and they got the finish. But there was no quit in Mason County. And Litzinger again with a finish.
With a great dish by Grutza. And then here's Grutza going to war.
Great competitor. He's going on a football scholarship, but he's a fine, fine basketball player as well. And Lofton just stays after.
25 points for Chris tonight.
Nice feed inside. Jones gets the open jumper. And there he is.
The man of the hour.
The little guy. He'll be the big man on campus Monday morning.
They were already chanting his name in the Lexington Catholic cheering section. Hewitt, Hewitt, here he is again.
Demetrius Green with a cross-court pass, and Lexington Catholic wins it over Mason County by a count of 82-75. Thanks to Gary Ball, great job tonight. Thanks to Marie and Kevin here at courtside, Mike Canterac, John Frank, and all the folks in the truck. Thanks for joining us here on WKYT.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by Eastern Kentucky University, Traditional Bank, McDonald's, P-Rats, B-Drive, LexCams, Gilkey Windows, Great Clips, Jordan Childs Advertising, and Lexington Catholic High School.
Stretches it back out to double digits.
Their defense has come up with deflections and steals and have been able to push the lead out. Vanderbilt in a precarious position, down 11, 2:51 to go. They need to create tempo. However, they're not an overly quick team, and they don't press a whole lot to cause turnovers.
They make it a full timeout, and we'll step aside with Kentucky leading by 11.
We've been watching racing all day. I want to watch something I like. Give me the remote.
Point Kentucky lead. The Wildcats are on an 11-2 run, and the highlight of that run was this three-pointer in the corner by the man who's, or excuse me, that was the Hawkins circus shot, not the Fitch three.
You get a scale of 1 to 10. That's a 10 on the difficulty scale right there, Dave Neal. Gerald Fitch in the clutch. A senior, Cliff Hawkins a senior. They've got good veteran players at Kentucky. The starting five particularly know how to win close, big basketball games.
Cliff Hawkins in the game tonight with 8 points. Gerald Fitch has 16 to match Eric Daniels. Azubuike with 15. Taken away by Vanderbilt. It's a 3-on-1. Lakey gives it to Frigi.
Basket by Frigi.
Frigi now with 13, all in the second half. 2.5 to play.
Vanderbilt boxing one on Fitch. Hawerder guarding Fitch. Man-to-man, 4 other defenders in a box or a diamond. They're zoning up, except for Hawerder, who's guarding Fitch man-to-man.
Cote gives it to Hayes. Shot clock approaching 10 seconds. 2:15 to go in the game. Hawkins might have got away with a little carry. Cote fires off the back of the iron. Rebound to Azubuike.
Good look for Cote. A long rebound, and Huntley couldn't get Azubuike off the board.
Hayes, strong move to the basket. Scooches the rebound. Vanderbilt needs to go in a hurry. Under 2 minutes to play. Hawerder back to Frigi, guarded by Hayes. Frigi fires off the glass, no good. Scooch is trying to keep it alive, but Fitch comes out of there. has Azubuike, but takes it himself, and Azubuike is hammered by Scooches.
Gerald Fitch, a blur going to the basket. Can't get it to go down, but Kentucky, another offensive rebound. Fitch blasting to the goal. And Azubuike there to get the rebound, and Scooches a little late.
That's the 4th foul on Scooches, and that'll send Azubuike to the free throw line.
That also, Dave, is Vanderbilt's 19th foul. All fouls from here on out are the 2-shot bonus. A big advantage for the Kentucky Wildcats.
Gerald Fitch came in averaging just under 18 points a game, 6th best in the Southeastern Conference. And tonight, Fitch matches close to it anyway with his 16 points. So a 10-point game, 1:26 to go.
And Cote still in the game for Daniels. Surprise move. It shows you that Cote has earned his playing time at the end of the game by how he played so well early.
Here's Hundley underneath, gives it up to Scooches. Scooches is fouled by Cote. That's 4 on Cote. Let's take a look at our BC Powder play of the game, and we'll give it to Cliff Hawkins because he caused a few headaches for Vanderbilt with that really difficult shot, kissing it off the glass and bringing the crowd to their feet. That's our BC Powder play of the game.
Well, Vanderbilt now situation substituting. They're bringing in the defenders and Holwerder and Lakey, taking out Moore and taking out Frigi. Frigi is tired. He does need a blow.
1:13 to play.
I would look for Vanderbilt to press this possession and trap any opportunity whenever possible.
Timeout on the floor. Not much time left for the Commodores. They trail by 9 on the road.
We're going to get the Caravan, America's best-selling minivan.
Plus the dual power sliding doors.
Plus the power hatch. Plus the 4 captain's chairs.
Plus the DVD.
Plus the 0% financing.
Or the cash allowance.
Plus the cash allowance.
Not or?
Plus.
Plus.
Plus. Plus then.
Announcing Zero Plus, a groundbreaking offer of 0% financing plus a $2,000 cash allowance on Caravan. Plus our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Hurry, Zero Plus just made the best values in America even better.
Are Hondas the same no matter where you buy them? Sure. Are the dealerships all the same? Nope. Don Jacobs, the most popular Honda dealer in the Bluegrass for 32 years, because we do whatever it takes to earn your business. Your best deal. Don Jacobs Honda. How is it that Don Jacobs is the most popular Honda dealer in the Bluegrass for 32 years running? By treating people right, doing whatever it takes to earn their business, and saving them a bushel. Stop by. Pick one out today. Your best deal is at Don Jacobs Honda.
Where can you find over 400 trucks and trailers? Larry Steiger's Equipment, Trailers, and Trucks, your authorized dealer for East Tennessee, Big Tex, Heartland, and UDump. Get lawn and garden trailers starting at $3.99 or 24-foot enclosed car trailers starting at $39.95. Larry Steiger's carries any make and model on Chevy trucks, Ford, and Dodge with prices for anyone from $1,500 to $25,000. Act now and buy up to a 4-year unlimited mileage full coverage warranty for $9.95. Larry Steiger's will not be undersold. Larry Steiger's, located off I-64 on 127 South in Frankfort.
10.
For the first time in history, one man turns his entire life over to the television audience. Todd TV premieres Wednesday, January 21st at 10, only on FX.
Vanderbilt has never won inside Rupp Arena. Their last win in Lexington was in 1974 Memorial Coliseum, just down the road, and there's only 73 seconds left. They trail by 9. They'll try to snap that streak, but Kentucky has really turned it up a notch here in the last 5 minutes of the basketball game. They have played like they did the first 10, 12 minutes of the game.
Much more consistent in the second half as compared to the first.
Azubuike takes the inbounds pass, and now Fitch will try to get it across the timeline. Taken away. Holwerder. It'll still be Vanderbilt basketball. And here comes Matt Frigie quickly back, as is Mario Moore.
Substituting offense now for defense. It's Vanderbilt's ball. They get their offensive team on the court. Another dead ball, and they're on defense. They'll situation substitute back as they did before.
Cote back on the floor. He replaces Eric Daniels. Now, is that another one of those offense-defense switches?
Perhaps. I'm not sure as to Cote's defensive abilities yet. He hasn't played a whole lot. Eric Daniels, you would think, would be in as a senior savvy basketball player.
1 minute left in the game.
Hundley back to Frigie. Lines up a three. Frigie off the mark. Scooch is trying to keep it alive. Who's there but Cliff Hawkins, and he's trapped and fouled. We'll pick up that foul. Frigie or Smith? That'll be on Smith. That'll be Smith's second. And 2 shots coming for the Wildcats.
Vanderbilt needs to get quick shots, probably threes. They have 2 timeouts left here, if they are going to have a chance to come back from what looks like an insurmountable lead.
Cliff Hawkins misses the second free throw. Here's Mario Moore. And Moore's three is good. 7-point game with 40 seconds left. Mario Moore has had a nice evening now with 15 points. He's knocked down a couple of threes.
This will be a 30-second.
And Werder and Lakey have already checked in. A ball screen. Kentucky switches the screen to cover the ball. Good, smart defense, but the little guy bangs it home from outside of NBA range.
What do you think about this Vanderbilt team? I mean, here's a group that lost 9 straight to finish the year last season, regular season. They go 11-18, 3-13 in the league. It doesn't even resemble that group from a year ago.
Well, Dave, what a difference a year can make. I really think this trip to Spain developed a team chemistry and then a mental toughness. And give credit to Kevin Stallings and his staff. Kevin's a hard-charging guy. He knows he has a veteran team. He has told me himself he has backed off. It's not his nature. He's more positive with this group, and they have responded. Seeing them again here today, I think they're for real. I think they have a chance to do extremely well in the Southeastern Conference and are a legitimate NCAA participant at the end of the year if they stay healthy, particularly Frigie.
Quick foul by Russell Lakey. That'll send Hawkins to the free throw line. If you take a look at the SEC Eastern Division, Florida with a huge win today. They just pound Tennessee. It's the worst defeat by Tennessee in that Florida UT series. They win today, Florida does, 95-57. But Tennessee got an opening win against Georgia and beat them pretty badly. A lot of big point differentials kind of all over the league.
Exactly, and road wins are going to be hard to come by anybody. Florida just eked out one in Columbia on Wednesday night, and then they blow out Tennessee at home. It looks like the home teams are really taking care of business for the most part. Although Mississippi State as well has a road win at Ole Miss.
Big miss by Hawkins. He's had a couple of those at the free throw line. Gets this one to go down, so it's an 8-point game.
Kentucky should switch all the perimeter screens to cover the ball.
How about Hawkins coming up with a steal ahead to Hayes, who will seal the deal for the Wildcats.
The quick hands of senior Cliff Hawkins. That's why he's one of the leaders in steals in the Southeastern Conference and at the University of Kentucky.
Moore, no good. Hayes, the rebound. Hayes has been a monster tonight in keeping the basketball alive. Chuck Hayes only has 8 points and 6 rebounds, but he has been very, very active on both ends of the floor tonight.
And has done an excellent job along with Eric Daniels on Matt Frigie. Don't ever underestimate the defensive prowess of Chuck Hayes. Big, strong, physical athlete.
15 seconds to go. I'll tell you this. The top 5, maybe 6 players, if you include Cote in that group right now, that Tubby Smith can put on the floor are flat out awesome.
They are very talented.
But, Coach, he goes to the bench, and it's not even close to the same team.
Well, it isn't, Dave, and hopefully he can develop that as the season goes on. Much more difficult, though, once the conference play starts. But it looks like Cote has become their 6th man.
So Kentucky will start the year 1-0 in league play. Kevin Stallings and Tubby Smith will meet again in Nashville in a few weeks. And for the first time this year, the Commodores fall. They're 12-1 on the season. Kentucky goes to 10-1 overall. Pretty interesting game here in Rupp Arena. So the final score here in Lexington is Kentucky 75, Vanderbilt 63. Coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time.